We are so excited to welcome you to Rollins and to this experience. So you're learning about Rollins and thinking about what makes a college like Rollins different or unique. So I'm really interested, and this will be part of our participation part. If you're joining us, I would love for you to pop in the chat, just quickly your name and one reason why you decided to come to Rollins, to choose Rollins. So I will tell you the chat. If you're looking at your screen, it's to the right all the way to the bottom. You can move the arrow so you can open up the window and you can see where it says chat. So feel free to pop in anything about why you decided to come to Rollins. Yes, it felt good. Raise your hand or use an emoji if you feel that that's awesome. So I want you to take a look a little bit and read a little bit about some of your peers and why they decided to come here. Hi, Carly. Good to see you. So feel free to scroll. So what are some things that we're seeing? Small campus, intimate feel, the community, a focus on social justice, being in Florida. The universe kept pushing me and the vibe felt great. That's important. So all of you are coming to this campus for different reasons and opportunities. And as you probably have learned and realized, the mission of Rollins is to educate students for global citizenship and responsible leadership, to produce meaningful lives and productive careers. And beyond the scenery and being in Florida and the beauty of campus and the amazing opportunities, our physical spaces, thinking about what it means to go to a liberal arts college in the 21st century is huge. Because what you're going to find over your time at Rollins is we're going to help you to think, to know, to be, and to act. To think, to know, to be, and to act. So by the time you walk across that stage and enter into the world beyond college, you're going to be able to put your education into action. So welcome to that journey tonight. So how do we do that? Well, when you come to a liberal arts college, especially Rollins, what makes colleges and universities different, what our value propositions are, have to do with three things. The first thing is going to be your major or minor, which you're going to choose your sophomore year. When you're a first-year student, you're really engaging and exploring and thinking about the types of stuff you want to study. The second piece of that is your general education. So this is really the breadth and depth of experience and knowing. So everything from the arts to the humanities to language to science, we're going to introduce you to an incredible, rich curriculum that's going to challenge your way of thinking. It's going to help you imagine yourself in different places and spaces and opportunities to engage. You're going to get to meet really incredible people and faculty as part of these classes. They're going to introduce you to just an array of opportunities. And then the third piece of that is your electives. It's thinking about how you can engage the curriculum in taking some classes that you may never think about as a major as your general education curriculum, but you might just be interested in. So for me, that was a philosophy class. I remember my first year in college, I thought, you know what? I really want to take philosophy. And I came to love it so much, I decided, well, I want to take another philosophy class. But obviously, a college experience isn't necessarily just what happens in the classroom. It's also your experiences outside the classroom. And it's getting involved on campus in multiple ways. And that's what Rollins Gateway is all about. So you've probably seen some of this language around Rollins Gateway. And quite simply, Rollins Gateway is our mission. Meets meaning. How do you make meaning of that mission? By getting involved on campus. And the opportunities we're going to talk about tonight. Meets mentoring. Who are the faculty, staff, peer mentors, students, coaches along the way that are going to walk alongside you in your education? So on this call, we have a number of faculty and staff that are going to talk to you about those opportunities. If you're a faculty and staff member, would you wave so everyone can see who you are? And these are your guides and your mentors. So a part of this virtual summer experience is for you to lay eyes on the people who are on the campus that are going to walk alongside you and help you really make the most of your Rollins education. And these are people that are going to talk to you tonight about studying abroad. So I don't know if any of you are thinking about, if you're interested in studying abroad, I'd love for you to say yes in the comments. If you're thinking about going for a semester and studying someplace else, and you can see a lot of yeses, and you're going to hear from Giselda tonight that Rollins is a place where many, many students study abroad. Here's another question. If you're interested in getting experience while you're at Rollins, doing an internship, pop yes in the chat. So a lot of yeses. And you're going to hear from Nora tonight about what it means to get an internship. If you love community service and you're passionate about service, pop yes in the chat. So you'll hear from Meredith tonight about community service. And then finally, if we have any students on the line who are international students, would love to say hi to you, pop yes in the chat, because you're going to get to meet Jennifer Ruby and hear about, and we've got international students. Hey, welcome. So what I'd like to do first is introduce you all to Dean Armenia. She is our new Associate Dean of Faculty and Academic Advising. And the neat thing is Dean Armenia and I work in the same building. We all work in a building called Kathleen W. Rollins Hall, which is situated in the center of campus. So when you come to campus, you're going to spend a lot of time in this building because this is the place where you come to get involved and engaged on campus. So I'm going to hand it over to Dean Armenia to get us started to introduce herself, and then all of our staff and faculty will say hi and share a little bit about their work, and then we're going to open it up for question and answer. So again, we're so excited you're here and can't wait for you to learn all about the opportunities at Rollins.
Thanks, Mickey. So again, I'm Dr. Amy Armenia. I'm the Associate Dean of Advising. And at Rollins, each of you will have a faculty advisor that you work closely with during your time here. And we use a model of advising that goes beyond helping you just navigate course requirements, though we do also help you with that. Trust me, nobody wants to see you graduate on time more than we do. But we also start by connecting with you and getting to know more about your goals and passions. And your first advisor will be the professor that teaches your RCC, your first semester seminar, and you'll be hearing from them this summer. And once you declare a major, you switch to an advisor in your major department. And your faculty advisor is going to be your first stop when you have questions, when you need guidance. And part of my job as Associate Dean is to work with the faculty advisors across campus to make sure that they can connect you with all that Rollins has to offer, including many of the opportunities in Gateway that you're going to hear about tonight, like internships and career planning and international programs. I also work with a small team of professional staff on this, including a special advisor for pre-health students, one for students needing some extra academic support, and then I'm going to pass this off right now to our advisor for business students, Dr. Trace Locke.
Thank you very much, Dr. Armenia. Can you guys hear me okay? Congratulations on being here. We are very impressed, or I'll just speak for myself. I'm very impressed that you are all taking time out of your day to be here during your summer. That tells us how excited you are, and I'm sure you can tell how excited we are to get to meet all of you. I'm Trace Locke. I've been at the college going into my 10th year. I'm a dual alum of the college as well. So I went through the economics program at Rollins, went on, got my MBA over the Crummer School, worked in finance, worked in consulting, and then back at Rollins now. It's a very special place, as you probably all know already, and you're going to know more after tonight. So what I do at the college, as Dr. Armenia said, one of my biggest roles is helping advise students who are going towards one of our three business majors: business management, international business, and social entrepreneurship. So if you end up majoring or minoring in one of those areas, chances are I'll get a chance to work with you, building 3-year plans if you're in the 3-2 A&P program, 4-year plans if you're on a traditional 4-year path. I'll be helping connect you to all the departments that Mickey was talking about. So just today, I was talking with one of my students over WebEx, and she was talking about study abroad, and so I put her in touch with Giselda and her team. So it's so great to get to meet all of you. If you have any questions about the business programs, the 3-2 Accelerated Management Program, which is a program that I oversee, if any of you think you want to learn more about finance, in particular careers in finance, we have a relatively new program going into our 3rd year called Women in Finance. Phenomenal program, phenomenal opportunity for students to pursue, to learn about career paths within finance. And then I also teach a couple courses in the business department as well. Organizational behavior is kind of my primary course. So if you're majoring or minoring in one of those 3 areas, you might get a chance to take a course with me. So great to have you here. Congratulations. Happy to answer any questions when the time comes. And I'm delighted to pass it off to Dr. Gillian Crump to talk about the Center for Career and Life Planning.
Thank you, Trace. I appreciate that. So yes, I am Alisa Gillian Crump, and I serve as one of our Assistant Vice Presidents for Student Affairs. And good evening and welcome to all of you. And thank you for joining us this evening. So I'm so impressed with all the students that are here tonight. So, and I look forward to meeting many of you as you engage with our Center for Career and Life Planning and visit us in Kathleen W. Rollins Hall as well. So I've been with the college for going on my 15th academic year, and I am originally from Chicago. So I don't know if any people from Illinois out there, but hey, I'm imagining not, but that's great. Oh, Amy, you are. Oh. So, but I want to share a little bit about our Center for Career and Life Planning, and I'm going to pass it off to 2 phenomenal staff people that will support you on your journey. And so in our Center for Career and Life Planning, we support students as they think about their Rollins experience, their Rollins education, and how they've engaged both in and outside the college to support their career plans after graduation. So we offer opportunities for you to think about working in whatever field or industry you want to go into. We partner very closely with Trace and business advising, also with our pre-med advisors and some of the other staff that you're going to learn from through international programs and supporting our international students and their career journeys, as well as helping students make meaning of their service opportunities. So I'm going to pass it off first to Ann Meehan, who oversees as our Director of Career Development, the Office of Career Development and the Center for Career and Life Planning. And then afterwards, she's going to pass it off to Nora Perez, who is our Director of Experiential Learning. She'll talk more about those opportunities that we offer through mentorship, internship, and on-campus jobs.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm Ann Meehan, as Lisa stated, and I'm the Director of Career Development, and I've been at Rollins for about 10 years and really have been in this field for over 20 in career and life planning. It is my passion, and I love to help students make those connections and find their own passions. So our team is really focused on the whole career and academic integration. So really from the first moment you step on campus in the fall, you're going to see one of us in your classroom. We come into the RCC class in the fall and share with you some wonderful ways to get connected because we love to see you early and often. And then in the spring, you'll have an opportunity in your RFLA 100 course, your foundations course, to connect with a Rollins Gateway mentor. And these are wonderful students who can share with you ways to think about your own gateway journey. They truly will offer one-on-one support, mentoring, give you insight into opportunities that you can apply for your next year, whether that's on-campus employment or research opportunities or service learning, or to think about studying abroad, and they can really help you connect that classroom experience, developing your own journey. So that's really a kickoff from your beginning at Rollins, as well as we then help you with your own exploration. We know that many times students come with a major and then they change or decide because they take a great class like philosophy and go, wow, that's a neat subject. Maybe I want to switch majors. And then they go, what can I do with that? So that's where we come in to kind of help you see how can you look at opportunities and majors, potential careers, connecting you with opportunities. So I know Nora's going to talk more about some of that, but we prepare you for that in career development. So we have a career studio, a team of both students and staff that are trained and prepared to help you develop your resume, your cover letter, your own personal branding to be able to apply to both on-campus and off-campus opportunities. So that when you're connecting with employers through our employer engagement program, career fairs, networking, and internships, you are ready, right? You're ready to share your mission and specific your story about Gateway. So we really help you connect the dots as you move through your sophomore, junior year, and then look to apply for either full-time opportunities, gap year opportunities, such as the Peace Corps or federal opportunities, or specifically graduate or professional schools. So we really help you throughout that journey. So just know that we're here for you and the career development team, and I'm going to pass it off to Nora, who is my counterpart and director for experiential learning.
Thanks, Anne. Hi, everybody. Welcome again. My name is Nora Bettis, and I've been working at Rollins for 12 years. I serve as the director of experiential learning, and I oversee a staff who really help students think about what type of experience do you want to be gaining during your time at Rollins to help you make meaning of where you want to go in your career journey. And so those are some typical things that you would think of. You think about internships. Our office not only supports you in the search of internships, but also supports you in registering for academic credit for internships and getting the most out of your internship experience. We also help students, and I think this could be very relevant to many of you as incoming students, with on-campus jobs. We have every year over 700 students working in part-time skill building on-campus jobs throughout the year. And it's a really kind of low intimidation way to start gaining some resume experience, getting some world of work skills, and learning what it's like to be in the workplace. It's also a great way to connect with the campus and get to know the different offices around campus as well. So I do encourage you all to be checking your email, because here's a little plug. Come early July, there will be on-campus job postings posted for you to start applying to as incoming first-year students and transfer students. We also have a really wonderful pre-med observership program. So anybody who's thinking about going the pre-med route, we work in partnership with Advent Health Hospital and help students gain shadowing experience in the medical field. And lastly, we have an incredibly robust alumni mentoring program. So when you think about Gateway, you really think about mentorships, and that's not just mentorships within Rollins with faculty and staff and peers, maybe internship supervisors, but also we connect students with alumni in their fields of interest to engage in a one-year formal mentorship program. So all of these experiential learning programs are really intended to help you get a taste for what it's like in a different career field, decide if that's the direction you want to go in, and ultimately be able to be competitive in the job market after graduation, because we know that the number 1 and 2 things that employers across industries say that they're looking for in recent graduates' resumes are number 1, internships, and number 2, part-time jobs during college. So keep that in mind, and we can't wait to connect with you while you're here at Rollins. I'm going to pass it off to Jennifer Ruby, who can tell you a little bit more about how we support our international students.
Thanks, Nora, and welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining, and thank you for our international students who made mention that they were on the call. I would love to encourage you, a few of you did post where you're joining us from, but I would include every student, so our international and our US students. We'd love to see where you're joining us from. If you want to put in the chat, that would be great. But as Nora mentioned, my job on campus is to support our international students. So I've been at the college for now, I'm in my 16th year, and I really love the opportunity to work with all of you to first help you to first get to Rollins, right? So you've been working with our team to get your immigration documents issued, and we'll continue to support you over the summer. So you've likely been communicating with Megan Core in our office. So our our real focus is your immigration status as international students. So ensuring that you have what you need to be able to come to the U.S. and to remain here, to make sure that you have a support network. So you will be getting communication from us regarding international student orientation. So that's your first intro to the college. You will join international student orientation prior to new student orientation. And we then continue to support you through a variety of programs, many of which are focused on your career preparation. So we partner with our colleagues in career and life planning to make sure you understand how to take advantage of the rights that you have to work in the U.S., making sure that you get legal authorization, but also that you prepare for your long-term goals for staying in the U.S. And we also just support you in general as international students, perhaps with cultural adjustment, any personal challenges that you might be facing. I'm really excited though to work with you over the next few weeks, months, and years. Please also join us on June 14th. We're having a program just like this focused on coming to the US and understanding your immigration and also insurance. So yeah, thank you so much for joining and look forward to working with you. And I'm going to turn it over now to Giselda, who's in our International Programs Office.
Hi, everyone. My name is Giselda Bodine, and I'm the Director of Global Initiatives here at Rollins. And while Jennifer's office supports all our incoming international students, my office does the opposite. So we help students who are going out and leaving Rollins. I know you're just coming to Rollins, but once we get you here, we want to send you away again. And really, study abroad at Rollins is a pretty popular thing. You may have heard the fact that about 70% of our students study abroad at least once during their time at Rollins, and we definitely have students who do more than once as well. Study abroad at Rollins falls into some different categories, sort of short-term programs, which run for about 10 days to 2 weeks over the breaks in the summertime, and those are led by our own faculty, and they're really field-based, so they're about getting you into cultures, interacting with people, right, doing hands-on learning. We also have longer summer programs, kind of the medium length, right? If you want to be abroad for 4 weeks or 6 weeks, working on an internship or doing a language study. And then we have our full semester programs, right? For students who want to go abroad for full 4 months, which we do highly recommend, right? It's just 1/8 of your time at Rollins. And most students say that it's the thing that they're most glad they did by the time they graduate, right? That they took that time to do study abroad. So my team is here to help you through the whole process, from exploring program options all the way to coming back, right, getting abroad safely and successfully and coming back, bringing your credits back to Rollins, all of that stuff. We also do a lot to promote global learning more generally. So even if you can't travel, we still want you to think about how you can incorporate global learning and build skills towards global citizenship at your time at Rollins. So we also support a lot of events on campus and other ways that you can get involved and kind of build global competencies. So that's kind of what we do in a little bit of a nutshell. And I do hope that once you guys get your feet on the ground here at Rollins, that you'll start coming in and talking to us. We do find that the earlier students come in, especially maybe the second half of your first year, is a great time to start thinking about study abroad and just kind of exploring your options. So really excited to meet you guys when you're here in the fall and in the spring. And I am going to pass it off to Tanya Warnicki, who is chair of our Department of Social Entrepreneurship.
Hi, everyone. Great to see you all here today. As Giselda mentioned, I'm professor and chair of the Department of Social Entrepreneurship here on campus. And I have something in common with all of you that are coming to Rollins in the fall, because I also obtained my undergrad degree at Rollins. I studied political science at Rollins and then left for master's degrees in international affairs and economics, and then PhD in economics, and then came back. So I've been teaching here since 2008. Social entrepreneurship is an academic department offering one of the undergraduate business majors at Rollins that was mentioned earlier in the talk today. And our department offers a minor as well. So, social entrepreneurship refers to businesses that aim to address social or environmental problems, and they focus on human rights and environmental protection, as well as financial sustainability and all sorts of different issues going on in the world today, either locally, nationally, or globally. Some social enterprises you may be familiar with include Warby Parker Eyewear, Tom's Shoes, Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream, and Patagonia Clothing. In the major, if that ends up interesting you, you would learn a full suite of business skills, as well as how to apply those skills to address a wide range of problems, whether you're interested in clean water or better healthcare or improved educational opportunities. The sky's really the limit there. You'd take project-based courses, compete in venture pitch competitions, complete projects for businesses and community organizations, and you'll take courses that improve your entrepreneurial thinking ability, whether you're interested in maybe creating a business of your own one day or just being able to take initiative with projects for organizations that already exist. You'll complete several community engagement experiences, a global experience, and will also help you to plan to complete at least one internship. So as you can see, what I'm saying dovetails quite nicely with what all the people before me have already been talking about. Our graduates work in all types of industries, and our department can work with you in many ways. Whether you're learning about social entrepreneurship for the first time and you just want to stop by my office in the fall and say hello, or whether you're interested in taking a class or more than one class, we're professors, faculty advisors. We advise some student organizations on campus that are related to our field. We organize special events. We lead an entrepreneurship honor society, and we offer a variety of student leadership opportunities, as well as some student on-campus work opportunities as well. So I'm really excited to meet all of you this fall. So please don't hesitate to stop by my office, which is in Kathleen W. Rollins Hall, alongside all my colleagues. And I'll be happy to discuss all of these things and more with all of you. But first and foremost, just welcome. We're so excited to have you here today and to welcome you on campus this fall. Next, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague whose desk is really close to mine in Rollins Hall, Melissa Nelson, the staff director of the Social Impact Hub.
Thank you, Dr. Warnicki. And as she said, I think you'll find all of our offices are co-located in a really strategic place. So it sort of makes sense the way we're all located. But again, I am the staff director for the Social Impact Hub, and we're a co-curricular department, and we help students identify the social and environmental justice issues that you all care about most. I'm really excited that someone early on, so that's one of the reasons they are coming to Rollins. So please come see me if that was you. But everyone, I'm loving all the passion that I'm seeing in the chat for these really important issues. And then most importantly, we provide tools and resources for you to take actionable steps to solve some of these wicked problems. We do have a variety of programs ranging from an afternoon tabling fair where we invite you to our design lab that you'll see behind me. This is, of course, in Kathleen W. Rollins Hall. And you can, at our tabling fairs, learn ways to make change on campus or in the community. Our most intensive program on the opposite end of the spectrum is our impact incubator. So sort of alluding to what Dr. Warnicki was saying, if you actually want to start your own business while you're a Rollins student, then we give you the resources to generate your own impact business. And we do that by providing community expert-led workshops. We pair you with local industry mentors, and we give you seed funding to launch that business. So that's a really exciting one. We also facilitate workshops to classes and to other co-curricular departments. So you may see me and some of the students who work with me in some of your classes. And we do that around the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And this is a framework for addressing the world's most pressing issues. Our newest workshop kind of around the UN SDGs is Designing Your Life. And that is based on the books of the same name. And that is where my colleagues and I take you through applying design thinking methodology, which is something we use a lot at the Social Impact Hub. But with Designing Your Life, we teach you how to apply that so that you can live a life with purpose. And it's a really good tool for orienting your journey through your whole time at Rollins and post Rollins. And it really just helps you identify what is going to infuse your life with meaning while preparing you for a productive career once you leave Rollins. Our biggest event and most visible is our annual Rethinking Fashion Show. It is a large-scale live runway show, or during the time of COVID, it was more of like a YouTube lookbook type of show, but it's a really engaging event. We have national and local ethical and sustainable fashion and beauty brands. We use student models, and we have food trucks and music and pop-up shopping, so that's a really fun event. And then also just a plug for, Handshake and the career opportunities that my colleagues were speaking about earlier. We are still hiring. So if any of this stuff really interests you and it's something that you may want to explore even further as an employment opportunity, we do have some positions open, and I love to hire first-year students. I've hired many that have stayed with me their whole 4 years. So please email me. And on that note, I am going to pass it off to my wonderful colleague, Meredith Hine, in the Center for Leadership and Community Engagement.
Hi, friends. My name is Meredith Hine, and I am with our Center for Leadership and Community Engagement. I love seeing all of your beautiful faces across my screen, and can't wait to meet you in just a couple of months here. Similar to many of my colleagues, I've been at Rollins. I'm going on my 16th full year. I love working here, and the reason I do is because of you all, and because I get to build incredible relationships with the wonderful people that are on this call tonight. Fun fact, Mickey was my mentor my first year as a college student back in 2001. And look at us now, we're still working together 20 plus years later. And so why is that important? Because that's what the experience that you all are looking to gain in Rollins is all about. It's about finding those mentors and finding what you're passionate about, finding what drives you, and really connecting that in with your, not just your major, but the things that you're doing outside of your classes, right? And so some of those things happen within our Center for Leadership and Community Engagement. One of my favorite things I love to talk about is our immersion program. So similar to what my colleague Giselda shared, we get a wonderful opportunity to take students and travel with them locally, domestically, internationally, and do service abroad. We've been recognized on a national level for having the highest number of students partake in these experiences. And what better way to travel and get to do it for free than to also do service and explore the things that you're passionate about. We're really excited to also create experiences and open doors for students to engage in conversations and dialogues amongst difference, right? We all come from different values and belief systems. We're different across, faith, across race, across sexual orientation, gender. I saw all of these wonderful things in the chat that you're passionate about. And what excites me is that we get to create opportunities at Rollins, whether it's in our community engagement courses, when you're learning in the classroom and then partnering with a nonprofit organization, or you're taking part in an immersion experience and traveling with your fellow students and looking and digging deep into some of these issues. We work closely both on and off campus to build community amongst you and your peers with our staff and our faculty. We do that with our democracy project, where students get to engage in advocacy and activism style work, whether that's, writing letters to their local Congress folk, or, registering their fellow peers to vote. We do a ton of work around leadership development. So if you're interested in really exploring who you are and taking on different personality inventories like Myers-Briggs or StrengthsQuest, that's another way that we engage our students. Every year we offer multiple on-campus and off-campus events where we're engaging students in the community. We have long-standing partnerships with hundreds of nonprofits, ranging from our very close down the road walkable, Habitat for Humanity of Winter Park, to traveling to Moab, Utah, and looking at issues of environmental sustainability. If you happen to be also one of our incoming Bonner leaders, you'll also work closely with our team, and who I'm going to introduce next is one of our awesome Bonner leaders. And what I really love is all of the folks that have come before me, our work is intersectional. You'll hear a little bit more about that, but what I mean by that is that you get to build upon what you're learning in the classroom, by these experiences that you're having outside of the classroom. And I'm thrilled to get the opportunity to pass the mic to a student that is living that day in and day out. I've had the pleasure of not only working with her, but her sister before her. And so I'm thrilled to introduce the incredible Madhvi Mulji. And I'm going to just pop in the chat our Instagram handle if any of you want to follow us along on Instagram and learn a little bit about what's going on this summer. So welcome to Rollins, and Madhvi, take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. So hi, everyone. I am Madhvi, and so as Meredith had said, I am actually a student at Rollins. So I am actually a senior at Rollins. I am completing a major in communication studies, and I have a minor in social entrepreneurship. And like a lot of you may do, I did change my major a couple times. So if you have any questions about that, I am very happy to answer any of those. But this summer, I am actually working as the R&R Gateway Experience intern. So I get to collaborate with a lot of the people in this chat and a lot of the programs that we have available for students on campus. So as kind of Mickey had already kind of explained, to reiterate what the Gateway Experience is essentially the approach that we use here at Rollins to ensure that students have productive lives and careers for life after college. So whether that's community engagement or internships, that is all kind of included within their learning experience and within their time at Rollins. And that's one of the reasons why I chose Rollins in the first place as an incoming freshman, and why I have just enjoyed my time so much at Rollins as well, is because I'm able to really make use of my learning and my knowledge and put it to use outside of the classroom. And so one of the projects that I am working on this summer is our newly named Our Purpose. And so what that essentially is going to be one-on-one kind of conversations and networking opportunities for all of you to have if you are interested in having these conversations, to get to know more about the opportunities we have available on campus, and just be able to kind of find your home as soon as you step foot on campus. So as you know, kind of going back to when I was a freshman, I could understand how difficult it could be to kind of come to a new place and not really know where to start. And so this is a great opportunity for you to kind of learn more about the amazing opportunities and programs and clubs and organizations we have available on campus, so that you are already ingrained within the Rollins community as soon as you get to campus. So look out for more emails for that. You will be receiving kind of a survey as a part of your checklist that you will answer questions about your passions and interests and things that you would like to get involved with. And then you will have the opportunity to engage with students and faculty from Rollins as well to learn more about those. So welcome, and I hope to get to know a lot of you more during your Rollins time. So thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Madhvi. Thank you, faculty and staff, mentors, panelists. So this is what I'd like to do. We just shared a lot of information. So what I'd like everyone to do right now is this. I want you to go to the chat, and in the chat bar, and don't press enter yet, or return or enter, whatever's on your keyboard. I just want you to put in 1 or 2 words of something that you've heard over the last 40 minutes that resonated with you. Whether it was community service or jobs or internships or advising, something that you heard, whether it was entrepreneurship, that spoke to you. And on the count of 3, we're all going to hit the return. 1, 2, and 3. And so as these are coming through, I'd love for you to just scroll. And look at what you're seeing. from your classmates. Look at their names, look what they're interested in. Awesome. So take a look. So when we think about this concept of a gateway, and we think about the concept of a gateway domestically or internationally, gateways are symbols of change, of connection, of hope, of liberation. And when we talk about these opportunities to transform your education, study abroad, internships, entrepreneurship, advising, the arts, these are those moments of transformation, of opportunity, of liberation that will really help set you on fire for the next 4 years and beyond. And that's really what a Rollins education is all about. And hopefully tonight, as you've heard from some of the faculty and staff, you'll see and experience that's really our role, our vocation is to help you find those moments of transformation and change through your education. Both that happen inside the classroom and outside the classroom, but that also link what you're doing inside the classroom with what you're doing outside the classroom so that you can apply that to life outside of our gates. So Meredith, if you don't mind, if you would pop up a photo that you're going to get to see a lot as you walk inside Rollins Hall that demonstrates this. So this is our Rollins Gateway map. And right, yes, if you remember seeing this during a campus tour, because many of you, when you do the campus tour, you see this map, and likely your tour guide stopped and talked to you a little bit about their Gateway experience and journey at Rollins. And truly, Gateway is just a fancy name to talk about your passion and how you made meaning of your Rollins education. But the neat thing about Rollins is we take all these experiences that really bring your education to life, but we've put them in a one-stop shop in Kathleen W. Rollins Hall. So you have access to all these people on this WebEx to talk about how to take these opportunities and make them a part of your education over your time at Rollins. And then finally, before we jump into question and answer, and thank you, Meredith, for popping that up there. Well, actually, no, put it back. Sorry, I lied. You know, many of us get asked this question, mostly by your families and your parents, but sometimes by students. You know, what is the secret sauce in college? What are those things that make a college experience fruitful, meaningful, with a goal and an outcome of personal and professional success and satisfaction and happiness after college? And Gallup, in partnership with Purdue University, about 5 years ago, ran the largest study of college graduates ever. The study had millions of college graduates. And they wanted to know what were the key ingredients in the secret sauce? What makes people feel satisfied professionally, personally, where there's happiness, thriving, and satisfaction? And they were able to narrow it down to 6 key experiences. And do you remember I had you all take a pen and paper? This is where you're going to take it out, and this is your first test for taking notes. I'm going to share with you what those are. So there is a secret sauce to college. This is it. I had at least one professor at college who made me excited about learning. My professors at college cared about me as a person. I had a mentor who encouraged me to pursue my goals and dreams. I worked on a project that took a semester or more to complete. I had an internship or job or research project that allowed me to apply what I was learning in the classroom. I was extremely active in extracurricular activities and organizations while I attended college, to also include study abroad, athletics, student organizations, specialized programs, etc. Had a professor that made me excited. Professors cared about my learning. Had a mentor that encouraged me to pursue my goals and dreams. Worked on a project for a semester or more to complete. Had an internship or a job. Extremely active on campus and extracurricular activities. So, interestingly, you might think that a lot of college graduates would have had some of those experiences, but only 6% of college graduates in this survey had 3, and only 3% had all 6. Our goal and mission at Rollins is to give you access to all 6 of those experiences. And something you probably heard tonight is this is really the science behind how we've created a Rollins education. So what we're going to do now is engage. This is the little interesting and challenging. So we'll do this in a couple of ways. If you look at your name and you scroll all the names on the right side, and you kind of hover the cursor over your name, you see a little hand that looks like this. And I took it down. I'll raise it again. So that's one way. The second way you can ask a question, and I'll moderate, I'll kind of go back and forth between the chat. If you'd like to pop a question in the chat, we'll do that. And then I'll kind of ask our panelist who wants to jump in and answer the question. The other thing is too, even if you don't have a question, even if you have a yay, I'm so excited, or oh wow, this really resonated with me, or hey, oh, woohoo, just anything like that, totally fine as we get to know each other. So we curious, Dr. Armenia, would you be able to kind of answer that from an academic perspective? And then if anybody wanted to jump in and kind of add, that would be awesome.
All right, I lost you for a second, so I missed what that question was.
Okay, I'll ask the question again. What are some of the music production, performance, and internship opportunities that Rollins offers?
Well, all of the music faculty are involved in direct practice, right? So we have on campus, we have ensembles and choruses and, you know, the theater productions that involve music. So those opportunities are not only consistent, but they're a required part of your curriculum. I'm not sure if Nora can speak to internships. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to share. Hi, everyone. Nora again. In terms of internships, I mean, there are many different types of opportunities that students have engaged in when it comes to music performance and music production, things around music. We have students engaging in music education internships where they work with children or maybe work with patients at a hospital. We have students engaging in internships at Disney or different camps, maybe music education camps, things like that. We also have students, maybe not so much internships for academic credit, but we have students working with our WPRK radio station in music production or just kind of sound production and things like that. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. The big thing that I'll say is students' connections with their faculty members is key when it comes to identifying local performance and internship opportunities, as well as coming in and meeting with a career advisor who can work with you one-on-one to identify exactly what kind of route you want to take in terms of your experience. But those are just a few options that we've seen students do.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm noticing there's some bandwidth issues on campus. Is anybody, do people see me spinning or, okay. Well, I am sorry. I'm gonna, how about this? I'm gonna, why don't, we're gonna all turn off our cameras. So maybe that will be able to be, that'll help a little bit of what's happening on campus right now. There's a lot of questions coming in. I'm gonna moderate these, and some of them I might ask for people. How would somebody get involved in 3-2?
Mick, we lost you halfway through. You might need to say that again.
Okay. So Trace, can you talk a little bit about the 3-2 program?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thanks, Mickey. You guys hear me okay? All right, great. All right, so the 3-2 program is one of our many great programs at Rollins that you might want to get involved in. So it allows you to earn 2 degrees in 5 years, saving time, money, and putting you into a competitive position when you enter the labor force. You can major in anything you want as an undergrad. You don't have to be a business major. About 60% of our A&P students do study business, INB, or SE, but a pretty healthy 40% study something else: psychology, studio art, economics, something non-business. So there's 2 ways to enter the program. You can be invited to join upon acceptance to Rollins, and if you're already in the A&P program, you're going to get an email from me after the 4th of July holiday inviting you to an information session, a webinar over the summer, and we're going to kick things off when you get here on campus. If you didn't join upon acceptance to Rollins, you can join after your first semester, as long as you have what we consider a successful first semester. There's a GPA requirement, no honor code violations, no community standards violations, which I don't think will be an issue for any of you. If you want to talk further about it, if you want to get a jump on it, I'll share my email in the chat. Happy to schedule a time to talk at any point about the 3-2 Accelerated Management Program.
You know, there's a couple other questions coming in around 3-2, so if you can answer those in the chat. Jobs on campus.
I heard the words jobs and on campus, Mickey, but I didn't hear the rest of the question.
Oh, sorry. International students and jobs on campus. Jennifer or Nora, one of you want to take that one?
Yeah, Jennifer answered part of that in the chat to say that international students can work on campus and in approved internships directly related to their major. And then I just chimed in to add that I definitely highly recommend on-campus jobs to international students, not just a way to earn some money, but definitely a way to gain some experience that'll be really helpful in gaining internships, as well as to become more connected to the campus. And a lot of our international students who work in on-campus jobs really feel like they find their place at Rollins, and they're able to find professional mentors and others. Some even say that they found their Rollins parents in a supervisor or something like that. So it's a really great way to get connected on campus. And then just make sure, I want to actually, if all of you leave here with only a few things, key things in mind, the big thing I want to have you keep in mind is to please check your Rollins email and be up to date with that, because in the summer, you're going to get announcements for when on-campus jobs start being posted. But beyond that, while you're a student at Rollins, you're going to miss out on a lot of great information if you're not checking your Rollins email.
Awesome, Nora. Thank you so much. So questions are coming in and I'm scrolling through. So I think probably what might be good, and I know some people are answering questions. Is there anything, Jennifer, you want to add?
Yeah, I was just going to add for international students, just keep in mind we'll be covering employment during international student orientation, as well as in a series of employment workshops that we run throughout the year. Because international students have some limitations on legal employment in the US. We really focus a lot of our programming on those opportunities to ensure that you understand and take full advantage of what opportunities there are and that you understand them. We also obviously will meet with you individually, but we work very closely with career and life planning to make sure that you know what opportunities are available and you know how to get the authorizations you need.
Awesome. What about career fairs? Can you talk a little bit about recruiting on campus and career fairs?
Hey, I'm coming back on. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Ann Meehan from the Career and Life Planning. Yes, we offer, well, virtual and in person career and networking events. And so we have normally at least one annual career expo on campus, but we also do networking events where we have up to 60 employers as well as smaller events, so opportunities for you to connect one-on-one with employers for recruiting types of events for all different types of careers, which is really exciting. And then someone also asked about Handshake. So yes, there are some videos on our website, and I popped that in the chat to check out Handshake, because you can actually create an account this summer, and that's how you can apply for on-campus opportunities. So you can begin to check out. It is very intuitive. There are resources in there, but there are some videos on our website.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, really, Handshake is going to be the most incredible resource that you're going to have access to while you're at Rollins. And it's neat because Handshake is used at a lot of colleges and universities. So maybe many of your friends that go to different schools are going to know what Handshake is. And really, it is kind of like a compact agreement with employers and an opportunity for you to see what are all the opportunities to get engaged. Here's a quick trivia question. And maybe Nora knows the answer, hopefully. I'm sure Ann and Nora and Lisa knows. How many active internships are on Handshake right now for students? I don't know. Do you all know? Oh, Ann, you're muted.
I didn't know if Nora was looking it up at the moment.
I'm cheating.
I know.
So a couple of caveats there is that this is a little later in the game for internship postings for summer, but even saying that, since most summer internships have already been hired and everything like that, we still have over 300 internships posted in Handshake. But I would say if you were to look 2 months ago in Handshake, you would see over 1,000 internships posted. And those are employers who specifically chose to post internships with Rollins. So it's not just an internship that's been posted on Indeed or some other spot that's really general for everybody. It's an employer who specifically selected Rollins as a place that they want to post their internship experience, which makes it a lot more specialized, and they're really looking for you.
Awesome. So we have a question. Feel free to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and ask your question. Jump on in and ask your question.
Hello, my name is
Hi.
from Zambia.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I want to ask if you're also able to help with financial support for some entrepreneurship plans and the like.
Awesome. I heard entrepreneurship plans. Do you want to speak a little bit more to this?
Oh, I was asking.
Unfortunately, it's going in and out. I can hear and then it goes silent. if you would be open to popping the question in the chat,
Yeah,
that would be
about
awesome.
the kind of support. Do you also give financial support to some of the entrepreneurship ideas or business ideas that, yeah,
That is, I heard the question and I'm
we have
excited because
as
the answer is yes.
students?
I can jump in. I believe you may have been asking about the seed funding that I mentioned earlier. And so through the Social Impact Hub, we do provide seed funding for student startup businesses as long as they are impact ventures. So as long as the business is being created to address a social and or environmental issue, then we have pitch competitions where you can win up to $1,200 in seed funding. And then we also send 2 teams a year to a global pitch challenge for up to $50,000 in seed funding. And also, if you're interested in our impact incubator program, which I was speaking about earlier, that is a cohort-based program. So you would actually apply. We run one each semester and it runs about 8 weeks total. But it's about 12 hours total of workshops and pitch competitions. But if you actually successfully complete the program, even if you don't win any level of the pitch competition, you're guaranteed a minimum of seed funding. That amount depends on the semester, but usually it's at least a few $100s. So definitely, if you have a business idea, if you've even already started a business, some students come to us where they already actually have the business going and they want to use the funding and the mentorship and the workshops that are led by experts to further their knowledge or their reach, then certainly we're here for you. So definitely, I put my email in the chat earlier, but I'll put it again. Feel free to email, and I'd love to hear about your idea and ways that you can get engaged, and let's work on your impact business. That's exciting.
That was an awesome question. Dr. Warnicki, would you mind jumping in and maybe talking a little bit about some of the classes that you offer in the major, which actually participate in Ideas for Good, which are really neat?
Sure. In a couple of the different, in several classes, actually, in the social entrepreneurship major and minor, you'd have the opportunity to develop social venture plans of your own. And in one of our courses, it's actually mandatory to compete in the Ideas for Good pitch competitions. So all social entrepreneurship majors and minors have that experience. With the opportunity for funding, for winners, et cetera, that Melissa just mentioned. But I also wanted to say that the Entrepreneurship Honor Society that I mentioned earlier, students who qualify to be a member of that actually have other additional pitch competitions for funding that are available to them that are allocated nationally. So there are actually several different pools of potential funding depending on a variety of different things, such as what your major is, what types of pitch competitions or other things you may be aware of. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of opportunity to take classes which integrate these experiences right in there, and I'll be more than happy to discuss any of those with you. I'm really excited about all of it.
Thank you, Dr. Warnicki. Thank you so much. Hopefully we're through the Wi-Fi challenges. I'm putting my camera back on again. I'm scanning the chat. I want to ask our faculty and staff if there is a question that was directed to your area that we haven't answered yet. Feel free to jump in and
Can I
answer that.
talk or?
Of course you can talk. Yes.
Oh. Hello, this is Karen. I'm an incoming transfer student to Rollins. I just graduated with my A in May.
Hey, Karen.
So I was wondering, for orientation week, will there be a kind of club fair? Because I've been trying to look, but I couldn't see anything. So I just wanted to know.
Mickey, you want me to jump in there?
Jump in, please.
Hey, Karen, such a great question. So the great thing is, for those of you not quite familiar, orientation will be a 5-day experience, and you'll have a lot of really great information. You'll take part in a service day. You'll have some awesome entertainment in the evening. And Karen, typically the our community fair will happen the first week of classes during what we call common hour. So typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Rollins from 12:30 and 2, they try to limit the number of classes that are offered during that time so that we can have kind of either on-campus events or student clubs and organizations can meet during those times. But typically the first Tuesday or Thursday of the academic year, we'll have our community fair where, you know, our 100+ student organizations will set up either in the gym, or we'll have a virtual opportunity for you to interact with all of our student organizations on campus. And we may also go back to there being some nonprofits there for you also to be able to meet with a bunch of our nonprofits that are looking for volunteers. And I'll go ahead and pop in the chat in just a minute once I can find it. Our Get Involved login information. So if you already are able to log into your Rollins email, you can sign in to Get Involved and see our 100+ student clubs and organizations that are available and currently actively registered with the college.
Thank you. Could I talk as well?
You can all talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
this is
that's
Q&A,
great.
so jump in.
So I am interested in trying out for like choir and theater and stuff. When are those auditions, and what does that audition process look like? Because I just wasn't able to find information on that on your website.
Yeah, you know, this is Clay speaking. I want to make sure I'm addressing the right person because cameras aren't on.
I was eating dinner, but yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Hey, Clay. So if Dean Armenia can't answer this specifically, what we'll do is take your information and we'll connect you directly with a faculty member who's in theater and dance to answer these specific questions for you and with music. So Dean Armenia, are you logged in with us, and do you know the answer to that question?
Yeah, I'm here, and sorry, it was spinning for a second. I mean, I can tell you that when you get on campus in the fall, you will start seeing email calls for auditions for just about everything. We have larger productions and smaller productions and student productions. There will be many, many opportunities. What those auditions actually look like, I can't tell you, but we can get you in touch with someone from the theater department.
Thank you.
Yeah, please just private message me your info and we will connect you. Yeah, take yourself off mute, introduce yourself, let us know your questions or anything that's on your mind, anything we talked about tonight. Or remember, if we don't have the answer, we'll connect you to the right person who does.
I have a quick question. My name's Adriana. I'm from South Florida, so I'm nearby. I got an email, I don't know, a week ago, a week or two ago, about this like diversity and inclusion kind of club to apply for it. I applied, and I don't know, I never received anything back, just like saying that I got a confirmation. But I just had a question. Like they said that what was it? That we get to go to on campus and meet everybody a little bit earlier. So I was just wondering when, if any of you guys know when we might receive like information or anything.
Mick, you want me to take that or tag?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Meredith.
So Adriana, this is Meredith again. Awesome opportunity for our students to engage. You would be coming to campus the Sunday prior to when other students arrive on campus for orientation to take part in a 3-day matriculation program, which means you're getting to hang out with all of the other students that are involved in the Embark program. You're getting to take part in fun activities. You're getting to move in a bit early. And this is a way for you to connect and find students that have similar interests and passions that you might have. And so they are openly accepting applications currently. haven't heard back from them yet, but I will make sure if you want to zip me an email, I can make sure to connect you with Sam Vega, who is our team colleague in our Center for Inclusion and Campus Involvement, who oversees the Embark program, and she can get your application. But hold tight, it's just that they're accepting applications on a rolling admission right now, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from them soon.
Thank you. Can you put your email in the chat so I can go ahead and email you?
I will definitely do that. And I can also put Sam's email in there for you as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And just so you know, I put the link to Embark in the chat for anybody on this call who's interested in Embark. And I'll tell you, the students who decide to participate in Embark get the backstage pass to Rollins before everybody gets on campus. And it's amazing. Students are on campus. So we've got a couple of pre-matriculation programs that I would strongly encourage you look into, including Embark, because you'll get to meet a bunch of students. You'll get to kind of think about how you want to spend your time at Rollins. You'll get to work alongside students who are advocates and allies of diversity and champions of racial justice, of intersectionality, and it's an incredible experience. I highly recommend everybody on this call who's a champion of diversity to participate in Embark. So we've got 2 hands raised. Solomon, why don't you jump in first?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, so mine's my question is kind of a piggyback off of that last one. But does Embark kind of I completely forgot the word. I don't this is embarrassing. Coincide, like, will I be able to do Bonners and Embark at the same time? Like, will anything overlap and conflict? That's the word.
But our cameras are spinning. they conflict, but there's overlap in the programs. So you're going to get to meet Embark students. There's actually
Solomon, can you hear me? Because I know Mickey is spinning.
I can, Meredith, I can hear you perfectly clear.
Mick, I'm not sure you're spinning on us. So Solomon overlap, but they have, there's a lot of times during those 4 days that you'll actually get to engage with each other. In fact, one of and Embark students is that they have a karaoke night, and a lot of them, when they graduate, they say that's their favorite tradition is Bonner Embark karaoke night.
Awesome, thank you.
Nishimuna, do you have another question, or is this a hand up from last time? I take that as hand up from last time. So pop your question in the chat if you have a question. Other questions, thoughts, things that are coming through that I'm not seeing, feel free to jump in, colleagues. Best time of the year to study abroad, Giselda? What do you think?
Sorry, y'all. I was writing a...
Oh, you're on mute, Giselda.
I tried to unmute myself, didn't take. I was saying I was putting an answer in the chat, but which I'll still put in there just in case. But you know, you can study abroad on our short-term programs as early as the winter break of your freshman year. So if you're raring to go and you want to do a short-term program right off the bat, you can. You can also do it as late as the summer after your senior year. So we do have students who sometimes didn't get a chance and they're like, oh no, I'm graduating. And you can do it that late too. For semester programs, you have to be at Rollins 2 semesters first, just so that you get acclimated and get a GPA and get kind of used to college life. Junior year is often most popular, but honestly, for a lot of majors, sophomore year can be nicer because you're kind of more exploring and you're not quite to core courses for your major yet. And for some students, senior year makes the most sense. So
We can really help you work with us and work with your faculty advisor to figure out when the best time is to do a semester, or to do 2 semesters. You can do like one sophomore year, one junior year, or back to back. So that can be a great way to do that too.
Awesome.
Hello? Yes, I just wanted to ask, when will the ensembles for music majors be posted? Because I've been trying to look on the course registration and I haven't seen ensembles in the music section yet.
I don't know if anybody on this call has that specific information. So Karen, do me a favor. If you can zip me your email, we'll get you connected with Dr. Sinclair in the music department and make sure you get all those questions answered for you about ensembles. And then we'll encourage them to maybe put stuff on
Thank you.
online so you can find it. Yeah, no problem. So Carly,
I was going to address Carly's question and also put in a plug for one of these webinars that is happening on Monday, June 7th. We are going, the Associate Dean for Academics and I are going to be holding a session about how to interpret your schedule and what happens with that process. And so I really encourage you to go to that, because on July 10th and 11th, we basically lock a bunch of us in a room to create a tentative schedule for all of you. You'll get access to that schedule around June 15th, and then you'll have a chance to interact with us if you have questions. And then during orientation, you'll meet one-on-one with your advisor. And that's a chance to make any changes, to drop classes, to add classes. So you will know a tentative schedule in June, but you'll have opportunities to change that before classes start.
That's great.
Hi. Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hey, Rachel. Hey.
Hi, I'm Rachel. So kind of 2 things. They might be related, they might not. I don't know. It depends how they come out of my mouth. So, I'm very bad with technology, like astoundingly bad for someone who is 18 years old, like worse than probably my grandma sometimes. So with that and like, FoxLink and all that nifty cool stuff, I get lost a lot. So any tips about that, that would be great. I figured out like if you leave it open, your email will make a little sound, which is great. So that really helped me. And then like second, so I participate in like the arts and like musical theater a lot. And I know that's like a big component with like Rollins. So is it like, would you have to major or minor in that stuff, or can you just like do it for like funsies, So that's my question. Thank you.
Dean, do you want to take?
Sure. Well, so first of all, lots of our students involved in theater and music productions are non-majors. We're a fairly small school, so we need you, in fact, in those productions. And I've had students who didn't have any involvement with theater start to do sets or work or learn how to do lighting. They get really involved over their years. Your question about technology, I would say we are here to help you. And you will have not just your RCC faculty member who's your advisor, but you'll also have 2 students who are peer mentors who are assigned to work with all the students in your RCC. And they're often going to be like your first stop when you can't figure out how to get to that thing on FoxLink that you know how to get to. But I promise you will figure it out. And we also have an IT help desk that is available a lot of the time by email or phone or dropping by. So
I want to answer a question that Carly asked about over involvement. And I will tell you, you're going to find many times in your experience at Rollins, and probably you have in high school or even in life beyond, where sometimes you're going to bite off more than you can chew. And just know that you're going to learn to understand what that looks like for all of you personally. That might mean missing deadlines or dropping balls, or this feeling in your gut that maybe you're swimming upstream and there's too much going on. And so I would just lean into those feelings and experiences, and you may need to call on us to help you talk through that. You may have to step away from some things that you signed up for. The neat thing is this is a really big part of living in life and navigating the world and engaging in opportunities. We don't expect you to come here and be perfect. We don't expect you to leave here and be perfect. I don't know anybody on the line who's perfect, maybe besides Trace Locke. And you're going to fail, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to have opportunities. You're either going to win or you're going to learn. And I think that that's the great thing about college and during these really precious years is you're going to live and you're going to learn and you're going to surprise yourself and you're going to grow in just unbelievable and incredible ways. So don't be afraid of overcommitting. Just continue to monitor kind of that whole mind, body, spirit, and how you feel as you put your toes in the water and get involved in opportunities. Some students I know they don't want to start off signing up for 5 different student organizations. You might want to start your first semester really leaning into your academic. You're always going to lean into your academics, but really making sure that you feel comfortable with your academic load, the coursework and the homework. And then second semester, starting to really think about more and more opportunities to get involved. But I will tell you, the research shows that the more you get involved inside and outside the classroom, the greater your chances of persisting on campus and making friends and feeling connected. So all those things really, really matter when you're in college, is looking at the breadth and depth of opportunities and getting involved. So we're getting close to our time, and I really appreciate everything and all the questions. And for those of you who we have not heard from, maybe our faculty and staff can just pop their email addresses in the chat so you know who to reach out to if you have additional questions, and I'll put my email in here as well. For those who asked questions tonight that we weren't able to answer, please feel free to send me an email. Are there any final questions?
Hi, me, Solomon again.
Hi, Solomon.
I had another one. When we get our schedule midsummer this year, and we talk with our person counselor thing, very professional technical term here. Is that the opportunity when we'll be able to sort of shift and or start thinking about double majors? Because right now I'm planning on doing environmental studies, but I also am looking into either changing to biology or double majoring with biology. So is that the time when that would happen?
Yes. So it may happen when you get your original schedule. I would actually ask you to email me, and I put my email in the chat, Armenia, because if you are considering going science, we want to know that when we make your schedule. And so if that's not clear in the course preference form you submitted already, we want to know that. If that doesn't happen then yes, in August when you meet with your RCC advisor, that's the technical term we use, RCC advisor, they will help you make those changes.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So just some final thoughts before we wrap up. Madhvi, if you're here, if you could just pop on your camera. The other thing that's really neat is you have a student who's on this line and who will be with us all summer long. And think about her as your great connection to all things Rollins. So feel free to send Madhvi a note to introduce yourself. I don't know if she is still on or not. Meredith, if you could pop Madhvi's email address in the chat, that would be awesome. And introduce yourself and get to know her, because she's going to be running the whole survey around our purpose and giving you an opportunity to meet other students, peer leaders on campus, to talk about your passions and ways you want to get involved. So this is the great networking opportunity before you come to campus. So the minute you get here, you may already have 3 or 4 different students that you've met and have connected with before. you will continue to have questions, and we're going to be here all summer. So feel free to email us, and to know, even if this is overwhelming tonight and you don't have a lot of questions or you don't know where to start, that's completely okay too, because you're just starting your journey. And this is going to be an incredible, amazing journey. And we're so happy that you chose Rollins. And I have no doubt that next year is going to be the best year yet at Rollins since 1885. So thank you for hanging in through the spinning and the technology stuff and the, oh my gosh, where is the link? You know, we noticed that nobody was in the waiting room before we started, and we asked, well, something must be going on. So I just want to thank you all for your flexibility. And it's really fun that you guys get to see us as imperfect behind the scenes too, as we're working through it. So again, thank you so much. Go Tars, welcome to Rollins. And this session is recorded, so you can go back and rewatch it again. Have an awesome night, no matter where you're from, and we cannot wait to see you in the fall. Be well. See you soon.